I'm Shannon.
And I'm Lisa.
And KK's here too. And you're listening to Blacktivities,
A celebration of all things Black.
Black culture, Black history,
Black perspectives, and Black panache.
Celebrating our Blackness doesn't mean exclusion.
Everybody's invited, but you gotta come in and have a seat.
So let the Blacktivities begin. Welcome to Blacktivities. I'm Shannon. Who y'all is?
I'm chewing the burger.
You what?
Mona
think
Lisa
she
the
said
poet.
she chewing a burger.
Mona Lisa the poet. I thought you was gonna go on some hey, I'm Shannon. I got my co-host Lisa and KK. I thought you was gonna do it for us. So I thought I had time to
I'm
chew.
trying to give you your moment.
Dang, okay, my bad. I'll be ready next time. So my bad, y'all.
I'm KK. I ain't got no burger, but I wish I did. I'm hungry.
Today on Blacktivities, we are putting stereotypes on trial. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. Did they try it, or could there be some truth to it? It might be something that's debatable. Of course, we know that what is true for most is not true for all, but we're just trying to have a little bit of fun today. And like always, we want to know what you think. So make sure you join the conversation in the comments. Is it big facts or is it big lies?
Right.
And if you haven't followed or subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, sir?
Shame
or
on
sis?
you.
Hit that button right now. So, what are some common stereotypes that you guys have heard about Black people?
Obviously, chicken and watermelon. Lazy.
Look, we only became lazy when we stopped working for free. So there's that.
Dang. KK, we gotta put that on a shirt, yo.
It is.
I like that.
Yeah, that's when we became lazy. We've never been that.
Yep.
And as hard as we have to work, especially now, just to survive, that is so out of context when referencing us. And even when you think about us taking a break from all the fighting we've had to do all these years, and everybody's looking for us to resolve the issue, we've even done that. So there ain't a lazy bone in us.
Nope.
Now.
If anything, we gotta work harder.
That's
Yeah.
right. Always.
Yep.
We have to work harder. We have to show up different. We know those things are true.
Yep.
You know, twice as hard, no twice as much. I don't even remember the whole thing because we're taught that as children. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
Well, instead of doing a big facts monologue today, I'm going to incorporate some big facts surrounding the stereotypes that we discuss.
Okay.
So I want to just jump into it. Lisa and KK, I'm going to say a stereotype, and I want you guys to tell me whether you think it's big facts or big lies. And
Okay,
then
let's go. Let me sit.
talk
Let me
about it.
sit up.
Let's
Let me
do it.
sit up. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right, so the first one I have is Black people don't tip.
That's a lie. But I'm gonna be honest though. Some
Look
people,
at KK's face.
some people don't have it like that. Okay, they don't have it like that to where they could tip an extra 20. But in my world, I'm like, if I ain't got it like that, I shouldn't be out there taking advantage of them services. So it ain't just Black folks. I can't say that. Now, my daughter, she got a second job because she is a young Black woman and she works hard. She's corporate and then she has a second job. And she tell me how she gets her tips sometimes. Okay. So it's not just Black folks. It's a lot of different ethnicities. All right. But us as people, let's go with hey, we are one. We need to understand if you ain't got the money, since we are all the same people, okay? Maybe we shouldn't be out there taking advantage of them services if we ain't got the coinage to tip. But then also, too, you need to make sure you're giving the service. Okay, that good service to get that tip. But other than that, I'll be quiet.
KK, what was that face for?
That face is because I think that is big lies. In fact, I overtip, which somebody told me you shouldn't do that, but I overtip just because I know a lot of times you walk in there and the assumption is that you're not gonna tip.
Mm.
So I have a tendency to overtip, and I'm
Yeah.
not the only person I know who does that. So you make sure that instead of doing, because I'm always usually at the 20% mark, but
Mhm.
sometimes, oftentimes it's 25% just because. But you get people that are so nice and so kind, and it's not easy being in the service industry. So
This is
I
true.
consider that, because you have to deal with the public. You have to deal with all the things that come with it. You have to deal with the Karens and Kens.
Mm.
You have to deal with everything. So yes, I often overtip for that reason. So, but I think there are a lot of us who want to deconstruct that narrative. So that's probably what we do more than anything.
Right. I like that how you say you overtip because again, they see you and they already think, oh, here she go. Like here they go. And
Yeah.
it's like egg on your face, boom.
Hmm.
So yeah, I like that. I like that.
What do you think, Shannon?
There is actually some history behind this.
Okay.
After the Civil War, the restaurant and hospitality industries hired newly freed Black workers, but they paid them nothing.
Mm.
And tips were their only income. So Black workers literally built the entire tipping system in America. And the irony of Black people being labeled bad tippers is that Black labor is the reason that tipping exists at all.
Yo, wow.
So the stereotype is basically manufactured by the same system that refused to pay them a wage.
Dang. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I got disappointed when you said you weren't gonna do big facts like that. Like we wasn't gonna start out because I look forward to it. I do. I look forward to it. But the fact that you just hit
I
me
like
real hard
this.
with that, yes, I
Yeah,
like
I
this.
like
Can
this.
we do this again?
Yeah, we might have to switch it up.
I like this. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
What about Black people are always late?
No, that's a lie. Because again, I make sure that I try majority of the time I try to be on time, especially for work. Cause in my feeling where I work at, it's bad enough that I'm the only person of color, or at that time the only person of color. But I work hard to make sure I don't pour into stereotypes. Okay. So that's one thing, especially with work. I try to make sure I'm like, I'm trying to like her egg on your face. Yeah. I got a nice blazer on. I'm on time. Let's get it. So that's a lie.
KK, what do you say?
I'm late all the time.
Yeah, see? See?
Shola, she be late to the recordings.
I am late all the time. I'm not late to work, but I'm late all the time. And I will say this about that. There was a when the goddess Erica Badu had her genetics done, and when they looked into her history, they talked about the tribe that she was in, and there's something culturally. Now, I don't want to misquote, but if you go back and look at that, um, with Dr. Henry Louis Gates and
Mm,
her, the conversation happened there, and it's cultural. The being on time thing and all that is a European concept, is my understanding. I don't know if it's distinctly related to the professional world, but it is not an African concept. So I feel like that's just my African genetics coming through
mm.
when I'm not on time. So I will not be shamed for not being on time. I will not be shamed for it. And I'm just going to connect with that part of my Africanicity.
Mm. Okay.
I hate being late, but My husband is like on his own time, so I've had to chill out a little bit on that. There actually is some history behind this too,
Okay.
right? CP time.
Mm-hmm.
The origin of it is debatable, but one of the theories connects it to slavery. So every minute of an enslaved person's day was like owned and scheduled by somebody else, right? And so moving at your own pace was one of the few acts of autonomy, basically, that was available to them. So it was kind of like an act of resistance. And over time, of course, it became like a inside joke.
See, don't tell me that and have me out here wilding and get fired from work, baby. Telling them I'm moving at my own pace. Please, baby, watch out. Now listen, viewer discretion is advised. Okay, don't be up here just because we giving y'all facts. That don't mean y'all go out here and start wilding.
Yeah,
Do
no,
not.
we're not
Right.
telling you to be late for
But
work.
I'm digging it
Right.
though. I'm digging it. Okay.
Not viewer discretion. It's true though. I don't want anybody.
Right. Don't be going to my the Blacktivities said, girl, we ain't said you that. We just giving you some facts and you do it what you will. No ma'am. Because I'm only saying it because I was like, okay. On pace. Okay. But yes, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'll
I
chill out.
am on time to work,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
everywhere else I'm like texting, I'm running late. The reservation's in my name or something.
Right. Go
You know?
ahead.
Grab us a seat.
My cousins are having a dinner right now, and I swear to God, one of my cousins just put on the door open. How are they having it at her house, and she telling us the door is open? She ain't there. That's why I just looked down and was like, Lord Jesus. But okay,
Yep.
it happens. Okay, it happens. We're human. We are all one. Remember, it happens.
So since we're talking about eating, right?
Okay,
Another
okay.
one is Black people put hot sauce on everything.
That's not true. I don't put hot sauce on everything. I don't do that. If I do it, it'll be like just a little dab of Louisiana, but no, not me. Maybe I'm just out of this. I don't know. I don't do that. That's not true. Now watch out for just mess up with everything I just said. Go ahead,
It's
KK.
definitely not true for me.
Okay. Mm-mm.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. Boom.
there's been skepticism as to whether or not I'm Black, but that part, you might just have to take my Black card because I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I like it periodically, or I use stuff like that. Like I don't use A1 or
Me
hot
either.
sauce or I don't use any of that unless it's something that needs it. And I feel like if it needs it, it wasn't cooked to my taste. So I'll add it just to improve it, but for the most part, no. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. See?
But let me tell you the history on that one. West Africa. Think about how spicy a lot of West African foods are.
Mhm.
So when enslaved Africans were brought to America and given bland, poor quality food,
Okay, KK.
and the worst cuts of the meat, they drew on that culinary tradition to make it edible. In 1780, enslaved Africans on a plantation reportedly refused to eat until the owner supplied red pepper pods. And that spice tradition survived the Middle Passage and it shaped Southern cooking and became the foundation for what we now call soul food. So
Okay.
maybe,
I can see that.
maybe it's a preference because of where we came from.
I can see that. Okay. Now I won't be asking for no red flower pods or whatever they call, but I get it.
Red pepper pods.
Pepper
Yeah.
pot. Flower pot.
But I get it. I respect it. Okay.
That sounds like weed, flower pods.
Yeah.
She was smoking flower pods.
They were not smoking flower pods on the plantation.
Boy,
Were they smoking
Well, maybe
flower
they
pods?
were.
I
Hey,
don't
we
know.
can start that rumor that they were smoking flower pods
No,
on.
don't do that. Don't do that. Your discretion.
Yeah, viewer discretion. Don't smoke flower pods. What
Yeah.
is a flower pot? Anyway, don't smoke it,
We don't do
whatever
that.
it is.
Mm-mm.
All right, what about this one?
Okay.
Black people don't swim.
Oh, false. And you know what? I know where you finna go with this one. I know exactly where you finna go with this one, and this is some straight bull. Why they say that? Straight bull. I'm gonna just put it out there like this. That is false. Okay. How about this? Let me start like this. Some people, when they were young, their daddies and mamas just threw them out there in that water, and it took them a while to learn how to swim, but they did swim. Okay. We got different parenting skills. I understand. But there is history behind this, considering the black folks not swimming. I'll just say this: the alligators and crocodiles and all of that, they followed those plantation ships for a reason. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Mm.
Well, we know what was happening with that, and we know that our babies were used for alligator bait. Let's be clear.
Mhm.
One
Mhm.
of the things I will say is I know that there's probably not enough of us who swim. It it does not mean we don't. That could be an accessibility issue. It could be, there's not as much access in certain communities. Certain communities are, landlocked and they may not have a community resource. So for that reason, there may be an increased number of people in that area who do not swim. Most of the people that I interact with, it's kind of 50-50.
Mhm.
I believe that when it comes to swimming, for my own personal reasons, I don't go swimming. But I know that I was taught how to swim and I could probably swim. I would say I used to be able to swim well enough to save my life and someone else's at this point, probably just enough to save my own.
Mhm.
Um, but in terms of whether or not we swim, we do. There's also tragedy tied to that. There was a family, and I think I mentioned them before on one of the episodes, and this family was having a big, like a reunion type event, and somebody started drowning, and family member after family member after family member after family member went in, and they tried to save each other, and they each drowned.
Mm.
So they lost quite a few family members. I want to say it was like 8 people.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. I want to say, I don't think it was double digits, but it was quite a few. And I want to say it was in Mississippi and it was by a lake, and that they were holding this event. So that tragedy right there stuck with me. So I do think that we do need to know, we need to identify in situations like that who around us does know how to swim or can be helpful if we're going into the water. And I don't know if a child went in and that's what started everything off, but that is a stereotype that I think we're getting around as well, because I do see more people of color who are teaching and holding swim lessons for adults and children.
Mhm.
So we're moving away from that as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you better not mess that hair up though.
I'll be out there. I'll be out there. I'll be cute, but I ain't gonna get my hair wet.
Well, they got cute caps now. They got some
They
cute caps.
do.
Yeah,
They do. They do.
cute ones,
Mhm.
bows and everything. Not like
Hey,
the old ones that was plastic and
the
just had the
plastic.
plastic
Yes.
flowers all around.
And that's my daughter. I just want to shout out my oldest daughter when in high school. She was on the swim team, and to me that was a big accomplishment. Like it was so dope seeing my baby on the swim team. But that right there, that's false. That's just false. Yeah.
There are a lot of Black people that don't know how to swim, though. But again, there's historical context there because during segregation, Black people were systematically excluded from public pools across the country, not just in the South, but nationwide. And in northern cities where there was no official segregation policy, white swimmers still enforced it through violence.
Through
Yeah.
violence.
And cities would pour bleach and acid into pools where
Yes, that
Black
is
people were
right.
swimming. And some cities filled in their pools with cement rather than to integrate them.
Right.
A 2007 study found that 70% of Black children could not swim, which can be a public safety crisis. But yeah, there's definitely decades of exclusion when it comes to pools and access. And so that could be a large reason why a lot of Black people don't know how to swim.
I think it's access also. And one other thing that I want to bring up, and we can joke about it and everything, and I know we have cute caps and all of that, but when you think about our hair and how much of a conversation that is in the workplace and outside of the workplace, how it is having that conversation going into water, even if it's just normal, nobody's done any damage to it, there's no acid, no bleach, because we've seen images of that. But knowing that it's Sunday, the kids are going to a pool, somebody has 4C hair, right? And you have to have something. The chlorine eats our hair, even if it's 4C, it's very fragile. So from, loose curls all the way to tight curls, you've got kids swimming, you've got adults swimming, and we have to show up in public places. And our hair is always a source of conversation. Our hair is always an issue. There are, styles that are considered inappropriate and stuff like that. So what do you do with that hair the next day? So you go home, you have to have certain conditioners that protect it because Black hair is fragile. No matter what it looks like, it is fragile hair. And so there's damage being done, just all sorts of things like that that we have to think about. And so, yeah, that's probably why your mama said, don't get in that pool because I don't have time to do your hair. I got to make Sunday dinner or whatever it is. I don't have time to do your hair. Even if it's loose curls, doesn't matter, loose to tight or whatever. Our hair is impacted by water. There's a clip of, it wasn't Judge Judy. It was, one of the other judges, I think from, I'm not sure which judge show, but she did not believe shrinkage was real when it comes to Black hair. And it's like, no, that is a real thing because, you have your hair done a certain way and you don't want to have all that chemicals when you've got a relaxer. So a relaxer keeps it straight. If you're not having a relaxer, whether you have it or not, you still have to get in where all those chemicals are, and you have to get that chlorine out of your hair sooner than later. So you wash it. And then what after that? Then what do you do? Then what does your night look like? That looks like we having a DoorDash or we going to some drive-through because I got to spend hours on this head.
Yep.
So that is something to consider, that's a big part of the reason why. It's because we have to show up in this world a certain way every single day. We have to. And we cannot afford to let chlorine eat up our hair or, we go unprepared for the workday because our work situation, in addition to our hair, is fragile. We're often on a tightrope at work. We're often under scrutiny at work. We're often, having to be extra better than most. We have to show up differently, and that is impactful, and I don't want us to leave this particular conversation without mentioning that that's a crucial factor for us.
Lord, preach. She went through. I thought she was gonna say, I thought she was gonna throw her nail down. She was hitting it on the hand, baby. I ain't want to interrupt her. I was gonna say, yes, KK. She gave straight facts on that. Yes, ma'am.
All right. This one is non-serious.
Oh shit.
Black grandmas don't throw away containers. Is that big facts or is that big lies?
Okay. As much as I want to say this is a lie, damn it. I do vaguely remember what's the little margarine containers, the little gray joints. Because there are certain things she would have that, but she cooked with real butter though. So she had both of them. So it's kind of,
You know, them containers never had butter in them.
I know. Cause it's like, I vaguely remember like trying to warm up some soul food, like some collard greens she had. And it was in that, what's that, the little Crockett, the Betty Crockett, like, what's that, the gray container? Crockett, what is that called?
Country crock.
Country crock. Yeah, I do remember like random stuff. It could be like hamburger helper. It could be just something random in there the next day. So dang, man. This might be true, but go ahead. Do what you do. We were resourceful. How about that?
Yes.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. We just resourceful. Now, me personally, I don't know. I'm throwing that shit away. But I don't know. Go ahead, KK.
So I think back in the day, we had coffee cans that were used for grease.
Mm-hmm.
And the only grease that got thrown out was like fish grease because you couldn't reuse that. But you use bacon grease and you could reuse it. But I don't think we eat that way anymore. So because we don't eat that way, I think it's different. And we have cute containers now. Now we have, you can go to a dollar store and get some real cute container sets. So yeah, I don't know if I don't think that's true because you can get little cutesy stuff now.
I'm gonna ask my mom. My mama was so serious about her Tupperware. Now she would cheap on other stuff, but she would go splurge on some matching Tupperware sets, and she had all that Tupperware in there, but she still would keep containers. Her and my granny. You know what? We get done, because I'm meeting up with her too at this festival. I'm gonna ask her about that. We're finna address this right now.
All right. Black people love fried chicken and watermelon.
Okay, look. Yeah, we do, but I think more the standpoint back then where we really, really relied on watermelon, and there's a history behind that. And I know you're gonna give us that history. And like KK said, when it comes to cooking a certain way, chicken was our thing. That was a resource. That was like that animal. We had easy access to chicken, so for us feeding our family. But things have changed nowadays. And I feel like the stereotype that they have put on us for us to chicken and watermelon is not fair. It's not fair. Because we could put stereotypes on them all day long and they feel us to be real, real hurt. But we not gonna do that. But I don't eat watermelon like that anymore.
I don't like watermelon like that. And I don't really eat fried chicken like that either. When I eat chicken, it's not usually fried.
Yeah.
But I think everybody eats fried chicken and watermelon.
Yeah, this is true. No, we were just talking about this though. Publix, I need some coinage for this though. I'm gonna do a shout out to you, baby. That chicken that y'all be having over there. I done created several meals where you done helped me when I got off of work and I just stopped by and give me a little box.
Ooh, them Mardi Gras wings are good too.
I don't like them. I feel like there's not enough seasoning on them.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not
My
enough.
Publix is heavy handed.
Okay. Well, don't make me pull up over there, but okay. We'll see. See who in the kitchen over there, over yonder.
Y'all just send me some because
Okay.
we don't have Publix out here.
Oh, oh, I got you.
But I do buy. I don't fry chicken. I do buy it already fried because we don't have to do that anymore. That makes it real convenient.
Right.
But I will say this. Everything is good fried.
Yeah.
So what's the point of the stereotype, right? Everything is good fried. You fry anything is good. Burrito tacos. I just had my first.
Go
Yes.
ahead. No.
No,
It's-
I just had
Okay.
burrito. I had burrito. It was perfect because somebody knew what they was doing. And it was amazing. Just the sauce, the everything, the cheese, just
Every time I had it, the sauce tastes like white water, like brown water. The sauce don't
No.
have nothing. It's like brown water, and they sprinkle cilantro in there. It don't taste like nothing to me.
So somebody made it for me and it had Wagyu steak in it. It wasn't no ground beef
Oh, bet you
or
bougie.
ground turkey. It had Wagyu steak in it.
Oh, okay.
It had layers of seasoning. And I mean, they just layered it was delicious. It was my first time trying it. But I say that just to say, if you think about anything, I went to a restaurant and they had fried crab legs, right? So everything tastes better fried. Everything tastes good fried. I
What's the
know
meat?
it's
Is
different.
for the fried crab legs? They doing the whole crab legs, the shell and all. Or they take it
No,
out.
it's
It's
the
just like,
claw. It's the claw.
all right, I'm gonna have to YouTube.
But again, when you have a something that you eat, I mean, and we can simplify it. You can order potato, baked potato, mashed potato, or fries.
Right.
Most people
true.
seemingly order fries
This is
because
true.
most food tastes really, really good fried.
Right.
And so, it's like everything
Yeah.
is
true.
good fried. So I don't think chicken is I mean, because they frying donuts now, y'all. I mean, it's just so, and I'm not saying I've never tried a fried donut, but my point is that anybody who's supporting that stereotype or perpetuating that stereotype is probably 90 years old.
Yeah.
Because we have moved beyond that.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Well, both of those things started as symbols of Black economic freedom, and they were both deliberately weaponized. After emancipation, Black women sold fried chicken at train stops as one of their first acts of independent commerce. And then Black farmers grew and sold watermelon as a cash crop. And so they both represented for us self sufficiency and entrepreneurship. And of course, some people did not like that. And so the white backlash turned both into mocking caricatures that were trying to humiliate Black economic process. And so the 1915 film Birth of a Nation helped cement the fried chicken stereotype nationally. But yeah, that's the history behind that one.
That's wild.
All right, what about this one? Black people don't go camping or hiking or anything outdoors.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I think that's big facts.
That's a lie. Well, somebody need to tell my ex-husband that, because honey, I want to clock him in his head. He go out there, he used to want to risk it all. Baby, nah, I'm going to sleep in this truck. No, that's a lie.
KK, you going camping?
I shall not. Thou shalt not use the facilities outside. Thou shalt not.
Right.
Now, what I will do is I have my cousin, I talk to her and I send her pictures of glamping, right? I send her pictures like, I will do this, I will not do that. So I send her pictures like, okay, now if we could do this, I'll go with you, but I ain't doing that.
Doing that,
So,
right.
so yeah, there are certain things that, you know what I'm saying? I have to, can I take a shower? Can I flush? You know, what can I do out there? Do I have access to heat and electricity? And, you know, even if I want those things, even if I don't have Wi-Fi necessarily, I want those other conveniences. That's just me. But I have gone camping as a child, but it wasn't the whole complete outdoors in a tent. But I'm looking forward to trying it. Um, I'm looking forward to trying it. Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
Glamping.
I'm too bougie. I don't even know if I want to glamp.
I'll
I
glamp.
like to enjoy the outdoors inside. So I want to sit in a room that has a bunch of windows and I can look out, but I don't want to go outside.
I feel you. I mean, I feel her. I feel her.
So are we saying this one is true? What's
It
the
might,
stats?
it might
What's the
be.
data?
It might be. I
I
mean,
don't
cause I
have any
mean,
stats.
yeah, I think it may be. We ain't got time for that. Baby, the way they treated
Mm,
us years ago, we had to take it. We had to rough it, tough it out. We ain't gotta do that no more. No, we good. It's all
So
right.
we might attribute some of this to the sundown town era,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? Which lasted into the 60s. And that's basically where thousands of American towns had laws or open threats that Black people, something bad would happen if they found them out after dark.
Yeah.
And so there was a green book that existed from 1936 to 1966. And that was the survival guide for Black travelers, because if you stopped in the wrong town, you could literally get killed. So rural and wooded areas weren't safe spaces. And people would avoid them as a way of self preservation. The national parks were also largely segregated. And so Black access to public lands was legally and socially restricted for most of American history.
That's true.
I feel
Pretty
like we need a
much.
green book now in 2026
We do.
for all truth be told. I
You
feel like
might
we
be
need a
right about
green
that.
book. Huh?
You might be right about that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because of the climate we're in under this regime, and because there are towns that now are off limits to people of color. These people are building these towns. I don't know how successful they are, but I know that's happening. And I also know that people are very much emboldened in their racism. You know, all the things that they tried to suppress are now coming to fruition and coming to surface. And when you think about how many of us have been hanged or are found hanging under the guise of suicide, which I refuse to believe Black people hang themselves, but I digress. Yeah, I do think we need green books. We need green books in 2026. So it
There's
makes
Yeah.
sense.
there's some unofficial signs now. If you're driving through a place and you see liberty something, heritage something, patriot something, heck, even a lot of times, sadly, if you see a bunch of American flags,
Mhm.
like that, it's giving sundown.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the number one thing we say when we driving and we see it is, "Oh hell no, we need to get off 'em over here."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's my
That
husband and
part.
I.
Yeah.
Look like we not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
part.
All right. What about Black people don't mess with animals?
That's not. I don't think that's. I mean, I know there's history behind it, but up until now, I don't think that's true. Considering we're stereotypical, we're the ones that always had the big pit bulls and all this other stuff. No.
Well, y'all seen my baby crawling up here across my lap because she's a spoiled little girl. But we have had her since during COVID,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think we do animals. We do animals very well. We treat them like children. We have to
Yep.
let them know that they are Black, And
Mhm.
then in addition to that,
Mhm.
we just don't do the whole, I'm not kissing you in the face and I'm
That's
not
right. We're not
you're
doing
not
that.
sleeping in my bed. So we
And you
don't
and I wish this cat would get up on my counter.
that part. Yeah, you are Black. There's no
Yes.
counters, there's no lick in my face, and there's no in my bed.
Now, did you give your cat a Black name?
Her name is Paisley,
That's it,
and
just
her
Pace.
middle name is
Oh, okay.
Badu.
Okay, see?
Yeah,
See? Okay.
and Paisley comes from Prince, so there's that.
See? There you go.
Mhm.
So my
Yeah.
daughter named her cat that we got here. She's been here since the new year. This is Skylar Earlene.
Earlene, I love it.
Mm,
Yes. Now
that's
keep in
all
mind,
right.
remember we talked about my oldest daughter, her cat. That was Dexter Egypt Booty Jones. And he answered to it. He answers to it. So it's just something about and he don't get up on the counter. Yep. Just don't play with me.
It's
No,
how
don't
you
do that.
raise them. It's how
And that,
you raise
and
them.
as I said, that's my grandbaby. Mhm.
Well, during slavery, dogs were trained specifically to hunt and capture escaped enslaved people.
Mhm.
So they were essentially weapons. And during the civil rights era, police dogs were used to attack Black protesters at marches and demonstrations. We've all seen images of that. And so research has documented that Black Americans do show higher rates of fear of dogs specifically. And psychologists have directly connected it to the history of dogs being used as instruments of racial terror.
Mm. Oh no, that may be true. How many Black people y'all know got a German Shepherd?
I
We used
remember
to have
growing
one.
up, German Shepherds were
Y'all
pop
did.
but
Okay.
they were popular, but, um, over time, I see more
Right.
people with other breeds.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, there go my little joke or whatever.
Well, every now and then, I'm like, "I know you not up in this store with that dog." Somebody
That's
walking around
another
with a smart
thing. We grocery
"You're
shopping.
not
Why you got this damn dog in the cart?
at the grocery store." Somebody came to a
In the
doctor's
stroller.
appointment, and they had a dog, a little bitty dog, and I was like, "You are in a hospital. There are people around you who have serious issues, allergies, all of that, and you come to your doctor's appointment with a little no.
I went to the grocery store. I went to Food City. Yeah, Food City. And they got a little sign out there that say, okay, when it comes to pets, please do not put them in carts. Only the, service animals. But they have a
Right.
note up there, do not put the pets in carts.
The fact
Don't bring them
that
in the
they have to
store.
post that tells you something.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
do. This over here, but where I live at, they do have that.
Just don't bring them in. Now, I have seen some places where you can go to eat at a restaurant and the patio,
Yeah.
you can have a pet out on the patio. They're outside. I my friend and I were somewhere last year before, and these people just walk right into the restaurant. I'm like, this is a restaurant. Why are you taking this big old yellow lab into the restaurant? That's so nasty and
He
trifling
want
and
he
disgusting.
wanted to eat
So
too,
we do
okay?
not do that for sure.
All right, let's
It's
wrap it up
true.
with this one.
Okay.
Black people don't trust potlucks.
That is true.
That's
Yeah.
big facts.
Mhm.
Yes. And it's for the reason we just talked about before. We don't know what's hopping on your counter. We don't even know if you took a shower and washed your legs.
Mhm. Or if they eat you at work, be like, girl, like they ask follow-up questions, like, did you say you had a cat? Like just randomly, what's your cat name? Just seeing just how they live.
Or you got to figure out who made that dish.
Yeah. That's the famous who made the potato salad. Like, yeah, I have to say that's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. I don't,
Yeah.
certainly.
You
No.
heard it here. Big
No.
facts.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, do you have a piece for us today?
Yes, yes. I want to double back to the one that's called Stereotype. I've done this one before. I feel like this is very fitting considering what we've talked about. But again, it's called titled Stereotype. And I tell you, as much as I want to prove I am far from your thoughts, I find it challenging. As much as I can prove my intelligence, prove my intentions and grace, it's utterly a stretch at times. 1 degree, 2 or 3, erased because of your own people take pride in these old stereotypes. Those and theirs spelled THE with an I and an R will not be claimed by me. So damned if we do or damned if we don't, no matter if I'm twerking on headlights or leading a flight of 20 kites. They see you for what they believe, what they are taught. So tell me, how do we conquer stereotypes?
So are you really twerking on headlights? I'm just curious.
Girl,
what you
not with
doing.
these knees. No, ma'am. No, girl, no, ma'am. I'll be in the bed at 7:30, fully showered. Girl, me and my friend, we went, like I said, we went to this festival in Atlanta. It was like a soul girl, like black festival. Girl, I spent $60 on bars of soap, shea butter soap, different, girl, and it is fire. I was driving home so fast from Atlanta because I was trying to hurry up and get home to use this soap. I smelled so good. I didn't even lotion up. I went straight to sleep. So does that seem like I'm twerking on headlights? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But they get the gist.
I was just gonna say it would be very lucrative for you. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Not with these knees and hips, baby.
Well, it's time to speak to the people. What is your call to action for the culture?
Okay, I can go first. My call to action is, when it comes to stereotypes, it's easy. We do have the old stereotypes, and it's easy to say, oh, they're not true. But sometimes I cringe because certain things that we do or say, y'all are helping them put that stereotype on us still to this day. So we don't need to be out fighting in bonnets. We don't need to be doing anything crazy, especially fighting over no dude. Baby, if you're going to fight on anything, only thing you should be fighting over is your children and your credit score. Okay? But I just say don't play into the stereotypes. Take pride in yourself and keep working hard. I mean, it's easy to say that, yeah, we got this or whatever, but we got to work no matter what. It's in us. So
My call to action is for everyone to stay true to who you are authentically. So whatever that looks like, stay true to your authentic self, because when you are true, and that requires some introspection, right? It doesn't require just this is what I've been doing or this is what, where I'm at in the moment. It does require introspection and staying true to what you like and who you are and what feeds your soul. I fully expect our children to be able to, do hip hop or enjoy Bach. I expect our children to be able to create art or be masters of science. I expect us to run the gamut because what, y'all? We are not a monolith. So do and be who you are and stay true to your authentic self and be open to the things that you want to try. If you know somebody that, is a scuba diver, is a skydiver, is whatever it is that they enjoy, and you have an interest, be it big or small, look into that and see if that's something you want to explore. But this life is for living. And so don't box yourself in, but at the same time, And even if you do decide to explore or whatever you're doing, it is not for the sake of catering to a Eurocentric requirement or a Eurocentric view. We're not looking at it through a lens of whiteness. We should be looking at these things through a lens of, this is who I am. This is who God created me as he wove me in my mother's womb. And so those things that are within you, art, science, be brilliant and be authentically you, no matter what that looks like, and be around people who are authentically themselves.
Yeah. Well, KK, you pretty much said
Yeah.
my call.
She did. She hit the
I
nail
was
on the
gonna
head.
say, yeah, I was gonna say, do you and be you, and don't let people label you. If you want to camp, I ain't going with you, but get your little tent and enjoy some nights under the stars. And I just want to add, vote,
Please.
because we have midterms that are going to be coming up in the future, and it's a dire situation. We need to vote.
True.
My daughter keeps texting me. Also, we appreciate you listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, then click the plus in Apple Podcast or the subscribe button in YouTube. And that will make sure that you keep getting all of our episodes. We also love to hear what you love about the show in the comments and in your reviews. So keep them coming.
Yep.
And until we meet again,
King and queens keep doing big things.